The theme for our 2018 General Conference is, picture this. In presenting the report of the General Secretary-Treasurer, I invite you to picture the many ways this office seeks to provide leadership and organizational support for the PAOC constituency, international office, credential holders, and many others, enabling effective fulfillment of PAOC's mission through credible and efficient service. Fellowship Services is a diverse team of ministry specialists, each called by God to serve, and individuals who care deeply about their ministry to the Lord. My written report begins on page 32 of your conference booklet, but I want you to meet some of the individuals that make Fellowship Services such a vital ministry of the PAOC.
Hi, my name is Judy Hearn, and I am PAOC's Director of Finance and Accounting. Here beside me is our Financial Controller, Harry Lee. Together, Harry and I provide PAOC-wide management and accountability of the organization's financial resources, working alongside our accounting team who diligently look after all the day-to-day tasks. We've just come through another successful year-end for which we are truly thankful. Here's a quick glance at PAOC's donation revenues over the past 4 years. We see that while donations have increased from 4 years ago, they have held for the past 2 years. Alongside the donation revenues that come in for special projects and our Global and Mission Canada workers, the organization is also very dependent on operational revenue streams shown here. The fellowship tithe and admin fees continue to be our strongest contributors to support of PAOC operations. The fellowship tithe revenues, while showing growth since 2012, are beginning to show a leveling off the past 3 years. Management continues to monitor this as operational costs dependent on these revenues may be affected. Another important revenue stream to the organization are donations received from our affinity partners. These partnerships continue to provide valuable services to our churches. We especially appreciate our long-term partners DL Deeks Insurance and Robertson Hall Insurance. All of our partners together contributed $200,000 to the missional work of PAOC in 2017. The past 2 years have been strong years for PAOC. Each have resulted in a positive bottom line operationally.
As Relationship Coordinator for Fellowship Services, I have the honor of calling our churches across the nation to express our appreciation for your faithfulness in serving. It's been my privilege to hear the story of each church, to pray with you, hear your feedback, and to connect you with resources. These vital conversations are assisting the PAOC in understanding your needs and evaluating existing resources and partnerships. Your ideas have resulted in the development of new cost-saving partnerships and resources like the PAOC Payroll Program, the Church Toolbox, as well as partnerships with the Send Collective, Eminent Incorporated, Planning Center, and Accelerate. Your voice matters. If you have not already participated in these connection calls, then I look forward to speaking with you soon so I can personally say thanks for serving well. We're glad you're part of the PAOC family.
Hello, my name is Tanya Cooch, and I'm the Church and Clergy Records Coordinator for the Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada. A large part of my job is working with the church and credential records. I manage the annual credential renewals, and if you renew before June 1st, you'll get the early renewal rate. My role also involves issuing the certificates for credential holders and new churches, and maintaining an accurate list of credential holders and churches in the PAOC. When we're looking at the numbers of churches we open and close over a long period of time, it can help us see what our current trends are. In 2013, we published an article in Enrich about the church numbers, and, in particular, to understand that 84% of our churches are congregations of less than 200 people in their main worship service. The makeup of our churches in reflecting our multicultural Canadian community is demonstrated in the fact that almost 20% of our churches are meeting in languages other than English, French, or Aboriginal. In taking an historical look at the growth of the PAOC since its beginning almost 100 years ago, we have largely plateaued since the early 1990s. With our changing culture and how people meet together for church, we've been counting church plants, satellites, and missional initiatives since 2009. Satellite growth is showing the most consistent, ongoing, significant increase since 2013. Some of this is done by way of community engagement through shared public facilities. Based on the 2016 ACLR numbers, and thank you for sending those in, the average weekly church attendance is 139. What we did notice in comparing the church attendance by decade is that the number of overall church attendees is growing, but the number of regular church attendees is dwindling. It appears that more people are engaged with PAOC churches, but they are not attending regularly in terms of weekly attendance. With the availability of live streaming and online messages, you may have noticed a drop in regular attendance at your church too. In 2013, 14, and 15, we looked at the overall ACLR data to see where churches are in terms of their spiritual, theological, and missional vitality. We observed that prayer meetings and Bible study are still core meeting priorities in the church body. Every year, around 70% of our churches report new believers coming to know Jesus Christ as their personal Lord and Savior, and we thank God for every report of new believers coming to Christ. At any given time, we have about 15% of our churches looking for a lead pastor, so there are always opportunities for much-needed ministry in our fellowship. Currently, our numbers show that half of our lead pastors are 50 or older. We, as a fellowship, need to be mindful about training up the next generation of pastors so they can be mentored to lead our churches and satellites in the future. Our credential holder growth is increasing steadily. The bulk of new credential holders entering vocational ministry are in their 20s, but the average age of a new credential holder overall is 38. Of the 4% who transition out of vocational ministry each year, most do so around age 45. It is important that all of our credential holders have a growing understanding of and a shared belief in our statement of faith, so we can effectively engage a society that is seeking clear spiritual direction and practical wisdom. We would encourage all of you to be lifelong learners and stay connected to your districts and Bible colleges. Take courses when you can, and attend sessions that are available to you, so that, like the sons of Issachar, you can understand the times and know what you need to do to lead where God has called you.
Let me speak to you for a moment about the PAOC Foundation. This is a new initiative of our office, and we became aware that several PAOC individuals and families would benefit from a foundation where they could direct charitable funds, receive a donation receipt in a given year, but distribute the funds in the following years. The PAOC Foundation enables individuals and families the ability to fulfill their charitable vision without the legal cost and annual administrative costs of establishing and maintaining a private or family foundation. We would be glad to speak with you about the PAOC Foundation if you or others you may be aware of are interested in learning more.
Hi, my name is Kelvin Housen. I have various duties here in the Fellowship Services Department. One of those is managing our payrolls. Currently we have 9 payrolls covering bi-weekly, semi-monthly, and monthly pay cycles. There are over 875 people every month that depend on us. That's more than $1 million processed every month, just for payroll. We now offer this payroll service to all our churches across Canada at a ridiculously low price of $5 per pay. This includes all your employees, direct deposits, online pay stubs, and month-end reporting. Come by the Fellowship Services booth and pick up our pamphlet for more information. We look forward to serving you.
Hi, I'm Ron Davis, Executive Director of the Pension Fund of the Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada. If you're a PAOC credential holder or on staff at a PAOC church and you're not participating in the PAOC Pension Fund, you could be missing out on a valuable piece of your retirement strategy. Along with personal savings, Canada Pension Plan, and old age security, a workplace retirement benefit is an integral part of preparing for retirement, or as we like to say, being ready for the next calling God gives you. The PAOC Pension Fund is one of the top 10 church-based pension funds in Canada. It has over 2,300 members, currently serves over 645 pensioners and holds nearly $130 million in assets. Those assets are safely and securely invested. 68% in first mortgages of PAOC churches, another 11.5% in other fixed income, almost 19.5% in equities, and 1% in cash investments. The total return on investment for the fund in 2017 was 6.6%, with equities returning 12%. The end of December 2016 marked the most recent actuarial valuation for the fund. It revealed the fund to be over 86% funded on a solvency basis and nearly 111% funded on a going concern basis. Both of these figures had increased further by the end of 2017. Those funding numbers, along with changes in regulations regarding funding for pension plans in Ontario, where the fund is registered, resulted in some very good news for participating employers and members of the PAOC Pension Fund. After 5 years of limiting benefits to members and pensioners, and having regulatory bodies impose additional special contribution requirements on participating employers, we are delighted to announce there will be no additional special contributions required in 2018. We are very grateful to those churches and other employers that stepped up to the responsibility placed upon them to make additional contributions over the past number of years. The future pensions of our members are stronger for it. If you have any questions about the pension fund, please drop by our table here at conference. Visit the pension fund portal, give us a call, or send us an email. We'd be happy to chat with you.
Pentecostal Financial Services Group began its 11th year serving both PAOC churches with competitive mortgage rates and PAOC investors with opportunities to invest in kingdom ministry. We like to think outside of the bank. We are grateful that the Ontario Securities Commission recently renewed PFSG's registration for another 5 years, enabling PFSG to continue assisting PAOC churches. PFSG's portfolio is currently $42 million, but we need additional investors to assist with another church expansion project. If your church has surplus funds, or you know of individuals who may be able to invest in PFSG, please contact me at scini@paoc.org.
Picture this. You are sitting in your church office reflecting the recent loss of a faithful member of your congregation, and you receive a phone call or email informing you that your church has been named a beneficiary in their last will and testament. That phone call or email could come to any one of 155 of our churches who have opened their doors to one of our stewardship representatives during the past 5 years. In 2017, the Stewardship Department assisted over 1,000 individuals from local churches in preparing their last will and testament. In those 1,000 wills, over $12 million was designated to charities, and over $8 million of those dollars was designated to the local church. 1,000 individuals who either procrastinated or did not have the means to visit a lawyer had opportunity to be good stewards of what God has blessed them with in the privacy of their own church. Our representatives visit on a Sunday morning during the regular worship services and present a 50-minute scripture-packed teaching session on stewardship, followed by an opportunity to sign up for a one-on-one meeting. There is no pressure, no coaxing, just serving. Stewardship Services gives back to those in our fellowship across Canada who faithfully give into their local church, affording them the opportunity to leave a lasting legacy. Stewardship Services not only provides assistance in preparing last will and testaments, we have our Gift Life Annuity program, where seniors can give their gift before death and receive regular interest payments until their passing. Some even receive charitable receipts for their annuity to help offset taxes. Last year, Stewardship Services assisted over 12 donors who gave a gift of stocks or shares to their local church. churches like Broadway Tabernacle in Vancouver or Lac du Bonnet in Manitoba, as well as missions around the world. This service allows donors to give shares, receive a tax receipt for the full value while avoiding paying any capital gains taxes. Stewardship Services is here to serve you, the local church, and your members. Stop by our booth and we will help you picture this for the future of your church.
WordCom has the unique opportunity to serve our churches and our pastors and lay people, folks that serve in various areas of church ministry, whether it be small groups, Sunday school, kids ministry. Some churches will refer that to the pastors that are leading their congregations week after week. Through WordCom, you can buy a whole lot of different resources to just help you minister to your local church. WordCom was doing its distribution out of Winnipeg and then into the Toronto area through another book retailer. And most recently in 2008, WordCom brought their resource distribution back here at the PAOC, and we've been serving our churches for the last 10 years right here from Mississauga. It is my pleasure to be meeting churches and our pastoral staff through conferences such as the one that we're experiencing today here at the PAOC General Conference. And it's a great pleasure to be able to serve you and to have gotten to know you over the years. And I look forward to continuing the service through WordCom Christian Resources.
Hi, my name is James Craig. I'm the archivist of the Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada. Welcome to the archives, where we keep all the good stuff. In this room, we have a huge amount of material, perhaps 1 million pieces of paper, something like 2,000 videos. We have 70,000 color slides. We have thousands of audio cassettes, some of them with your sermons on them, and a lot of other information that tells the story, the amazing story of the PAOC. If you need to have any information about our history, if we've got it, we're happy to share it. Contact us at archives@paoc.org. Thanks.
And at the International Office, we are very concerned about succession planning. In fact, we're involved already in developing leadership for the future of the Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada. Let me introduce you to Evet, who's going to be taking over my job.